Hey everyone, welcome back to Chasing Sparks with Tasha, the podcast where we navigate life's unpredictable twists, make peace with the chaos, and attempt to find some kind of lesson in the middle of the mess. You ever feel like you're in life's waiting room? Like you're in the middle of a long layover, and every time you think it's time to board the next flight, the sign changes to delayed indefinitely. That's what today's episode is about, those weird, frustrating, uncomfortable middle moments where you know you can't go back, but moving forward feels impossible. Maybe you're in a job that drains your soul, but the idea of quitting sends you into a spiral. Maybe you're working towards something big, but progress is slow. You could probably walk there faster. Or maybe you're leading a team that's stuck in its own cycle of confusion and they keep looking at you for guidance like you're some kind of human GPS. Spoiler, I've been there, and sometimes my GPS just says recalculating. Whatever your stuck moments look like, I promise you're not alone. And today we're going to talk about how to get unstuck, how to lead when you have no clue what's next, and why sometimes the messy middle is exactly where you're supposed to be. Let's be honest, the middle of anything is the hardest part. Think about when you start cleaning a messy room. At first, you're feeling motivated, making progress, and then suddenly it looks worse than when you started. You're knee deep in junk, and now you're wondering if you should just light a match and walk away. That's what being stuck feels like. It's that uncomfortable in between phase where you don't have the excitement of the beginning and you're not close enough to the finish line to feel accomplished. You're just there. And if you're a leader, oof, the middle is even trickier. You've got people looking to you for direction, but inside, you're just as confused as they are. It's like trying to guide a road trip when Google Maps isn't loading and everyone in the car is asking, "Are we there yet?" But here's the truth. The middle is where the growth happens. It's uncomfortable, it's messy, but it's also where you build the resilience to handle what's next. When I'm feeling stuck, I know from experience that waiting around for motivation just isn't going to cut it. If I sit too long in my frustration, I start to overthink, spiral, and suddenly my entire existence feels like one big crisis. So I do something, anything, to create a spark. Maybe I start a new project. One of the reasons I started this podcast, actually. I was feeling stuck, frustrated with the same cycle, and I thought, you know what? I'm just going to start something new and see where it leads. And here we are. Or when I don't have the energy for big things, I grab onto small sparks, like calling a friend and getting coffee. Because let's be real, a good conversation and a caffeine boost can work miracles. There's just something about sitting across from someone who truly gets you, sipping on a peppermint mocha, and suddenly realizing that maybe, just maybe, everything isn't as hopeless as it seemed an hour ago. It's like the combination of sugar, caffeine, and human connection hits the reset button on my brain. Sometimes I shake things up by doing something completely out of the ordinary, going to a bookstore and picking up a book I'd never normally read, taking a different route from home just to get out of my usual pattern, or even rearranging my office. Yes, I'm that person who moves furniture when life feels out of control because somehow shifting a couch or a chair or a table gives me the illusion that I'm making progress. The key is this: when you're stuck, movement creates momentum. It doesn't have to be a grand life changing move. It just has to be something that reminds you you're still in control of some part of your life. So, now if you're feeling stuck, here are some things that have helped me get through it. Stop waiting for the perfect solution. If you're sitting around waiting for the aha moment to magically appear, you might be waiting a long time. Sometimes action comes from clarity. Take one small step, any step, and see where it leads. Reframe how you see stuck. Instead of "I'm stuck," try "I'm in the middle of figuring something out." One sounds hopeless, The other sounds like progress. Words matter, which is why I don't say I'm lost. I say I'm exploring alternative routes. Focus on progress, not speed. This is not a race, unless you're actually in a race, in which case, speed up. But for the rest of us, getting unstuck isn't about moving fast, it's about moving at all. One small win leads to another, and eventually you're out of the rut. Get input, but not from 57 people. Have you ever asked too many people for advice and ended up more confused than when you started? Yeah. Ask a few trusted voices, not the entire internet. If you're leading others, be real with them. You don't have to have all the answers. In fact, pretending you do usually backfires. It's okay to say, I don't have the full picture yet, but here's what we can do right now. People respect honesty, and they'll trust you more if they know you're in it with them. So here's the deal, feeling stuck is part of the journey. It doesn't mean you're failing, it doesn't mean you're doomed to stay there forever. It just means you're in the messy middle, but it won't last forever. Keep showing up, keep taking small steps, and keep looking for those sparks of inspiration that remind you why you started in the first place. And if you're leading a team or supporting others, your ability to navigate the stuck moments with honesty and resilience will set the tone for everyone around you. Be the leader who acknowledges the struggle, but also the leader who keeps moving forward anyway. All right, that's it for today's episode. If today's message resonated with you, do me a favor, click like, subscribe, share this podcast with someone who might need it. And remember, keep chasing sparks. They're out there. See you next time.